Welcome to FitChicks Chat, the podcast dedicated to fitness, nutrition, wellness, and mindset. For more information on FitChicks Academy and our upcoming fitness and nutrition expert certification, as well as our holistic nutrition weight loss coaching certifications, please visit fitchicksacademy.com. Thank you so much for listening and enjoy today's episode. And welcome to FitChicks Chat, the podcast dedicated to fitness, nutrition, and wellness tips, as well as coaching skills. Today's episode, we're talking all about the energy audit. We're doing an energy audit challenge, and we're going to look at, as individuals and as coaches, what might be draining or boosting your vibe. This is so important because, when we think about anything to do with energy, it's something that can really affect our day-to-day living, right? Let's be real, coaching is about giving energy to people. It's about supporting others, and you're constantly giving so much energy. I remember when I was teaching our fitness classes with FitChicks boot camps, the amount of energy that I would give, whether I was training one person or I was training 20 people, was the exact same. And I would leave feeling not exhausted, but just oh my gosh, I've given so much because I want them to transform. I want them to feel inspired. I want them to feel excited. But so what happens when our energy starts running on empty? That's when you start feeling a bit drained. You start feeling a bit stuck. Maybe you're uninspired. And the last thing we want as coaches is to feel that way, right? We want to make sure that we're always at this heightened level so that we can give more and more and more to our clients. So today we're going to be talking about the energy audit, and we're going to be doing a challenge where we're going to be really looking at your own energy and how things are affected in your day-to-day life so that we can make some simple changes and do this powerful exercise so that we can analyze what might be draining you, what might be boosting you, and how we can make simple shifts in order to help you feel more energized every single day so that you can continue to give even more to your clients, to your business, to your families, to yourself. So if you haven't already, grab a journal, grab your notes pad, grab whatever it is, your phone, whatever you need, make sure you grab it so that we can go in deep. We're going to do a deep dive today. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just also want to mention, of course, if you are someone who is listening right now and you're an aspiring coach or you're a coach looking to add on to your skills, make sure you visit fitchicksacademy.com where you can see more details about all of our certifications, our programs, our done for you materials, and more that will save you a ton of time and energy in your business. So let's dive in. So when we talk about energy audits, before we even start getting into how we do this audit on yourself, we have to look at the three different types of energy that we're going to be looking at today. So the three different types of energy that we all have is mental energy, emotional energy, and physical energy. So mental energy is how sharp or how focused you feel. So how your brain feels on a day-to-day basis. Do you feel cloudy? Does your brain feel a bit foggy? Do you feel clear-headed? Are you constantly feeling overwhelmed? What is that mental energy or that mental load that's happening for you? Now, the second type of energy that we want to look at is emotional energy. How are you feeling lately? Are you feeling energized? Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling calm? Are you feeling anxious? Are you feeling frustrated? Are you feeling angry? Are you feeling upset? All of these things are emotional energy sources. And then the third is your physical energy. How is your body feeling? Are you feeling vibrant? Are you feeling strong? Are you feeling sluggish? Are you feeling exhausted? Are you feeling like you could sleep while standing up? What is that physical energy? Are you doing your workouts and you feel like you're just kind of dragging things along? Do you feel like going into every type of training that you're just like, oh, it's so hard. Everything feels heavy. Or are you feeling like, man, I'm hitting so many PRs lately. Like I'm feeling so good. We really just want to think about these three types. So we're going to be analyzing all three types today. But these are the three types of energy that we're thinking about. Again, it's mental, emotional, and physical energy. So the next thing that we need to look at is what could be potentially draining your energy. So this is when you have to grab your journal or your notes. And I want you to list out 3 to 5 things that could be draining your energy in each of these categories. So here's some examples. Mental energy drains. So mental energy drains are things that maybe you're overthinking. Maybe you have big decisions to make all the time and you're constantly feeling like you're just in decision mode. Or are you constantly multitasking and feeling really scattered? Are you doing 20 different things at once? Are you like me who has 742 tabs open on my computer at all times and I'm jumping from screen to screen to screen? Are you, trying to like multitask and do calls while you're making dinner and while you're meal prepping, and then you're also, driving to class and you're calling someone else and then you're doing that? What is happening? Because those are mental energy drains. Are you maybe doom scrolling on social media and then you feel really drained afterwards? Are you spending a ton of time trying to pull your brain out of your day-to-day overwhelm or frustration cycle or things like that by scrolling through social media, which actually leaves you at the end feeling more drained? Because let's face it, when we go through all of everyone else's highlight reels and we're looking at all of these different ideas or opportunities or vacations and things like that, it doesn't necessarily serve us any purpose. So we really have to look at, are these things that are doing this to you? So I want you to write down, from a mental energy strain standpoint, these are just some examples, but what are 3 to 5 things that might be draining your own personal mental energy? Now, the next thing that we want to look at is the same thing. We want to do the same thing for emotional energy and physical energy drains. So emotional energy drains, are there people in your life who drain you? Maybe you have toxic clients. Maybe you have some super negatron people in your life, in your circle. Maybe you feel like every time that you're around this one person, it just feels like, oh, exhausting. Maybe, just maybe, you're saying yes to things that you don't want to do. This is a big thing, right? There's so many times that we will say yes, and we will just consistently say yes because we want to people please. We want to be able to give as much as we can, and we really don't want to do it. We don't want to go for the dinner. We don't want to go for coffee right now. We want to focus on our business. We don't want to go watch the movie. We want to be able to just read quietly or go to bed. But oftentimes we're saying yes to things because we feel like we have to, or because we feel like we're going to let someone down. Is that happening in your life? Or maybe, are you feeling stuck in comparison mode? Are you constantly thinking about, trying to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak? Are you looking at other things in your life? Again, this goes back a lot of times to social media, where we're looking at, oh, well, this person is this fit, or this person has this many clients, or this person has this X, Y, and Z. They're on this crazy cruise. Why am I not doing this? Whatever it is, are you doing comparison mode consistently in your life, looking around at your life and thinking, why am I not further ahead in these areas? Or why don't I have X, Y, and Z? Why don't I have 10,000 clients? I've been in business for 3 years. Maybe you're a brand new coach and you're thinking, I don't have any clients at all. Whatever it is, but you're constantly comparing yourself. And just as a side note to that, I just want to remind you that if you are someone who is trying to compare, especially when it comes to like business or success, and you're looking at someone like that has owned a business for 5 years and you're just starting out, just remember their chapter 10 is not the same as your chapter 1, just like their chapter 1 wasn't the same as their chapter 10 now. So don't get stuck in that, okay? But I want you just to write down, without any judgment, without any thoughts around it, just write down, what are 3 to 5 emotional energy drains that might be happening in your day-to-day life. Now, the physical side. In the physical energy drains, I want you to write down, what are 3 to 5 physical energy drains that could be happening in your life? Are you skipping workouts? Are you sitting all day and you're not moving at all? And usually you're used to like moving your body. You're not going for walks. Maybe you're not taking breaks. You're sitting at your desk consistently all day without having lunches away or going and doing, I used to go for yoga classes when I worked a 9 to 5 and things like that in my lunch hour because it energized my day. Maybe is your sleep quality suffering? Are you going through perimenopause or menopause and you notice that your sleep is all disrupted? Or maybe you just have a lot on your mind from the mental energy drains that's not letting you sleep. Are you doom scrolling at night that's causing you not to have proper sleep? Or are you just choosing to not go to sleep because you're choosing to say yes to other things? You have to think about how all these aspects could be affecting your life. Maybe you're relying on too much caffeine or sugar for energy, quick energy sources, lots of carbohydrates, like a heavy carbohydrate induced diet to give you those instant energy boosts. What are some of those physical energy changes that are happening in your own personal life? And again, this is a personal analysis. This is no judgment whatsoever. So I just want you to think about those things. And if you don't answer them now, you can always pause this and then go back and write them down. But I want you to write those down. Now, the challenge is I want you to pick one thing, just one thing from your list that you're going to start reducing now. Not tomorrow, not on Monday, not next week, but today. What is one thing from your list out of all of those things that are mentally draining you, emotionally draining you, or physically draining you that you are going to start reducing or changing today? We don't want to do them all. We just want to choose one. Maybe it's that you say yes all the time and you're like, you know what? I'm going to just start being really honest and saying no when I don't want to do something. Or maybe it's I'm going to have a sleep routine and I'm going to commit to going to bed every single night at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. Maybe it's like what I decided at the very beginning of this year that I would totally just become a creator and not a consumer of social media. So I don't want to consume social media. I don't want to be scrolling. I don't want to spend any time because time is the most precious thing I have in terms of like my own resources. And so I want to make sure that I'm utilizing that time in the most effective way. So when you think about that, just choose one thing that you know right now out of all of those things that you've decided were problematic or draining your energy sources. What are you going to choose today to change? So once you've done that, now we have to think about the opposite side. So like the flip side of the coin. What is boosting your energy? So when we flip the script, we need to actually start thinking about what's actually making you feel amazing. So again, going with those three different categories, I want you to write down 3 to 5 energy boosters for each category. So mental energy boosters. What is boosts your energy? What makes you feel super good mentally? Do you feel your best when you have structure and routine? Do you feel best when you journal or brain dump at the beginning of the day or the end of the day? Do you need quiet time away from screens? Are you someone like me who, instead of writing a big to-do list that makes me feel overwhelmed or drained, instead I choose 3 tasks that I'm going to complete every single day? What is your mental energy boost? Right? Maybe it's the same thing Laura and I were talking about back at the beginning of this year, where we said every single day we were going to commit to doing one thing that's moving us towards our goal, a small thing. It could be like, I'm going to clean out this drawer today in my office. I'm going to organize my cupboard of glassware. I'm going to do this, but it's small things that are consistently moving me towards feeling lighter in terms of like energetically lighter in my space, in my home, right? So what is something from a mental energy boosters that you can do, or that when you do it, you feel your best? So I want you to write down 3 to 5 of those things. Then now looking at emotional energy boosters. What are 3 to 5 things that might make you feel so good? Maybe it's when you're around certain people, you feel super inspired, you feel excited. I know it's like when Laura and I go to our mastermind meetings and we're around people that are, generating and creating businesses, and they're talking about business and they're talking about what they've built. It's so exciting, and emotionally it boosts us so much because we're like, oh my gosh, there's so many people around us that are doing incredible things, and we just want to celebrate them and feel excited. But then it also reminds us to celebrate our successes, right? So it's an emotional energy boost. Maybe it's expressing gratitude. Instantly, that will shift your mood. So an attitude of gratitude is such a huge thing. It's such a massive component, right? So does expressing gratitude for you make you feel really, really good? Maybe spending time in nature recharges you. Maybe going for a walk. Maybe it's just sitting outside in the sunshine at your lunch hour, or going in the morning and spending 20 minutes of quiet time before anyone else rises in the house. But whatever, what is your emotional energy boosters? And then the last thing is your physical energy boosters. What are some things that help you feel really good energetically that are physical? Do you feel better when you start your day with movement? Maybe going for a walk. I know one of my favorite things to do is once everybody is out of the house, everyone's at school, husband's gone to work, all these things, I go for a walk every morning. And I try to commit to that every single morning because I know that when I get back, I feel so energized. I feel so good. I've got my vitamin D, I've got some fresh air. I feel energetically just excited, and then I'm ready to tackle my day, and it shifts my energy because my energy in the morning feels chaotic from getting everybody ready and all that stuff. It allows for me to reshift my energy. And it's the same thing before I pick up, for school and everything else. I always do like a mini workout. Maybe it's 5 minutes, maybe it's 20 minutes, but I do something that is movement based. So I shift my energy from work mode to then fun mode. So it's an energy shift. But maybe also hydration or eating whole foods boosts your energy. Maybe it's just the way that you look at your diet, what you're actually fueling your body with, that's going to help you boost your energy. Maybe you're prioritizing rest and recovery. You know that when you do that, your energy increases. So I want you to look at these and write down 3 to 5 energy boosters that you have. And now the challenge is, on the flip side, I want you to pick one energy booster that you're going to prioritize daily. Remember, even small shifts equals big results. I want you to choose one of those things that you're going to say, you know what, going for a walk every single day in nature makes me feel so energetically good, and it really helps. Or expressing gratitude really helps. So every morning I'm going to sit and I'm going to do my gratitude journal every morning for 5 minutes. But whatever those things are, I want you to choose one that you're going to prioritize every single day, and you're not going to allow yourself to falter, right? We don't want to let ourselves down. So I really want you to think about what is going to energetically help you, and then the energy suckers you're getting rid of, right? What is the one thing you're going to try to eliminate? So, now that we've identified what drains you and what fuels you, the key now is setting boundaries and being intentional about your energy. This is a big one. So instead, I want you to think about like an energy swap exercise. So look at your drains list, the energy draining things. And when you think about one thing that you can reduce this week, and then you look at your booster list and you think about one thing that you can add to, then it's like you get to choose, right? So here's an example. So if doom scrolling on social media is something that feels like it drains you, instead, you're going to swap it for 5 minutes of gratitude practice. Do you see the difference? Instead of spending 5 minutes on social media and it leaves you feeling depleted, instead, you're going to replace it with 5 minutes of gratitude practice that helps boost your energy. So, or maybe it's if you work late all the time and you're like, everyone goes to bed and now I can get some work done. But if that is draining you and making you feel exhausted or mentally drained or physically drained or just so energetically blah, maybe swap it and be like, I have a hard stop at 6 p.m. period, the end. Or some things like what we do in my house is like every single time phones, they stay in the office. When work is done, my phone stays in the office. Why? Because I don't need it. I need to be able to focus my energy on my family time and just being really present. That shifts my energy, right? Energy is a choice. Every small shift that we do adds up. So I really, really, really want you to think about, if you're looking at the negative or the ones that are draining, and then you're looking at the positive, you're like, where do they cross over? Where is that crossover happening that I can go, I'm going to replace this with this. I'm going to replace this with this. And now it doesn't have to happen overnight. Nothing happens overnight. It's not going to happen consistently, but I really want you to think about what's at least one of each that you can focus on now, and then next week, focus on another one, and then continue to build up these habits so that it then becomes something that is just a natural shift and a natural energy source for you. So, that was your energy audit for this week. I really, really hope this was helpful for you. So your mission again is identify what's draining you, increase what's boosting you, and make small swaps to create bigger results. Small swaps of the draining, shift it for the ones that are giving you more energy so that you can then have this beautiful swap happening. And of course, as always, if you love this episode, make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you leave us a review, because it totally helps us so much and it helps other people find Fit Chicks Chat. So if you love Fit Chicks Chat and if this has helped you, please make sure that you leave us a review, subscribe, and we will see you next week on Fit Chicks Chat. So until next time, keep protecting your energy, keep coaching with purpose, keep just being amazing, and we will see you next week. Have an amazing day, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Fit Chicks Chat podcast. Want more healthy love? Visit www.fitchicks.com for amazing resources, free workouts, recipes, tips, and so much more to help you live your healthiest and fiercest life, inside and out.